Honourable member for Edmonton-Decorah, followed by Cypress Medicine Hat.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the relationship over the past year between teachers and their association on our education ministry can perhaps be best described as challenging. Can the Minister of Education tell us what actions he plans to take to restore a positive and mutually beneficial relationship with teachers and their professional association?
Honourable Minister.
Mr. Speaker, our government is committed to ensuring a bright future for all of our children. And after parents, teachers are, of course, the most single important contributor to student success. And I value the excellent work our teachers do each day across the thousands of classrooms in our province. Working with education stakeholders is a very significant priority for me, and I've already met with a number of them in the past weeks, and I will continue to engage with our teachers and with their representative organization to ensure that we secure a positive future for all kids.
The honourable member for supplemental.
Mr. Speaker, to the same minister, given that hopes were very high for progress in meeting the needs of special needs students after the high-profile special needs review, and given that there has since been wide disappointment amongst many parents and teachers, what will the minister do to fulfill the promise of developing the full potential of students with special needs?
Honourable Minister.
I thank the member for the question, Mr. Speaker. Every student in Alberta deserves a high-quality education. And as a national leader in education funding, our commitment is strong in this regard to ensure that we are providing the kind of education we need for special needs children. Total funding this fiscal year for special needs is over $400 million. We trust our school boards to make the very best decisions to meet the special needs education requirements for our children, and parents who have concerns about special need programming are encouraged to work with their school boards to address those issues.
Final supplemental, honourable member.
Mr. Speaker, to the same minister, given the Premier and Minister have made public commitments to build substantial numbers of new schools, what steps will the minister take to ensure that school boards have the necessary financial resources to make sure that these new schools have appropriate levels of staffing?
Honourable Minister.
Thank the member for the question, Mr. Speaker. One of our government's top priorities is certainly education and preparing our kids for the future. We will continue to invest in schools and students. We have been tasked with coming up with a long-term, stable, predictable funding plan for education. We know this is the right approach. We are a national leader in education funding. Government invests nearly $40 million every day for our students in our schools. And we'll continue to ensure that all of our new schools are appropriately staffed and that every student in those schools receives the high-quality education that they deserve.